is always asking BLOXBURG to add some of their favorite update ideas. Now, these can be really good update ideas, and these can be really bad update ideas. And in today's video, I would like to discuss some BLOXBURG update ideas I would like with Parmenia and Parker. Now, their channel is linked in the description if you guys want to check it out, as they're fabulous content creators. With that being said, I want to start today's video with the first update idea that I would like. Now, since BLOXBURG used to be a lot about role-playing, building, and all the fun stuff, but now these days, you won't find a roleplay server anywhere. As a matter of fact, everyone will either be in build mode or working. So what I think BLOXBURG should maybe add is a specific server for role players, builders, and workers, so everyone can have their fun, enjoyable space. Now, this is just an idea, and I really don't know if it would ever happen, but it's just so people know what servers they should go in if they want to roleplay or do, whatever they want.
So personally, I think that it would be fun if there was like a hospital or like a doctor's office type of thing, because I think that that would be a really fun addition to have to role plays, or even just in the town, because the town is really bare. And even though they added that movie theater recently, it's so big and all the other buildings just don't really match the vibe. So I think if we had a hospital that was just really grand, that would make the town look more interesting.
As someone who's been playing BLOXBURG since 2018, there is a long list of things that I would like to see added to the game. But the number one thing I would like to see added from my list is I would like to see them expand the server sizes with more spots to spawn in houses. Like, they have all the upper half where the gas station is, where they can add a new neighborhood. And I feel like that would expand roleplay opportunities and really like anything. You could do so much more if more people are able to spawn in their house in the actual game instead of only 12 houses. It's not enough.
Now, another update I would like to see, like Parmenia said, there's a lot of small stores in BLOXBURG, so it makes the town really, uncomparable to City Hall and the BLOXBURG Theater. So, including the hospital, I would also like to see a school added, as that would be really fun for people who would like to roleplay, and, it would just add more detail to the BLOXBURG map in general.
Okay, another thing that I think would be interesting if BLOXBURG added is some type of phone, because if you go in Berry Avenue, even though I don't play that much, they do have a thing on the side of your screen that's like a phone, and so you can message other players, you can have different apps on it. I think that would be really fun for BLOXBURG to add, so that in the chat, you wouldn't just have to say, text so-and-so. You could actually do that in the game, and that would just add another layer to the experience.
Another very small and minute feature I would like to see, but I feel like would be honestly really aesthetic, is I wish that you could open and close windows. Like, obviously in real life, you can open your window. So I wish they would add that feature in the game of BLOXBURG, just because I feel like it would add a lot of dimension to the houses if you would open the windows and have like a more open shutter vibe.
And like Parker was saying with the windows, I would also love for us to be able to add windows to our roofs, because I feel like it would just add so much more realism to my houses, because some of them are looking really plain, trash, and ugly without a window on the roof.
Another thing that I would like to see BLOXBURG add to the game is more realistic plants, because if you look at different builds that people do, like tutorials on YouTube, they add a lot of decal codes of trees and stuff to make it more realistic looking, and I think that would be a really nice thing to do, so you wouldn't have to add photos all over your house and then change the decal. Because I think that if there was more realistic trees, it would just be a lot prettier, because they're just a lot better looking than the big plasticky looking ones.
Okay, so an update idea that I've never seen anyone talk about before is I wish they would add a new job, which would be the Uber system. So the new job of being an Uber would kind of go along with if there was a phone update. You could work as an Uber, essentially going around the map and picking up NPCs and taking them to different places. So you might pick up an NPC all the way at the top of the mountain, and you might have to Uber them all the way to the campsite. And it would just be a different way to make money and also enjoy seeing everyone's houses as you drive by. A different way to see the BLOXBURG map, while also getting to be able to pay your bills with the money that you make while at work.
So another major BLOXBURG update that I would like to be added is to remove the donation limit. Most players find donation limits very inconvenient and very annoying, as they're just trying to share their money.
Alright, another update that I think would be interesting is if they added more sport type things, because we already have in build mode, we have the soccer goal and the soccer and the basketball stuff. But I think it would be really fun if there was something to do with football or golfing, or if they added things around the map, like maybe you could go up the hill where the gas station is and there was maybe like a frisbee court, or there was golfing around the map. Anything like that would just make it a little bit more, you know, interesting in different parts of the maps where people don't really go.
One thing that I would like to see implemented in BLOXBURG is a better way to reward the hard work of the players. And by doing that, I think we could implement a system where if you build a house, you could put it on the public market, and anyone who sees it on the public market would be able to purchase it and buy it, and it would reward that player with BLOXBURG cash. So many people work so hard on their houses, but because they're not a top content creator or affiliated with BLOXBURG, they're not able to sell their houses on the market. But there's a lot of great talent out there. So if we made that public, I feel like it would not be that difficult to filter out any inappropriate builds. Obviously, you just report those. And that way, anyone can make money by putting their house on the market, and people can have more options to buy from as well.
One update that I would really like to see added into BLOXBURG is self-changing lights. Now, this goes really good with a room with LED lights, and you can basically change their color just from sitting on your bed. So you don't have to go into build mode every 4 seconds just to change the color of your LED lights. I don't know why, but this makes it a little bit more realistic than it already is.
Something else that I think would be really fun to have in BLOXBURG is pets. And I don't mean pets like Adopt Me or Pet Simulator type of pets. I mean just kind of game-generated pets. I see a lot of people add stuffed animals on the ground with a little water and food bowl, and I think it would be fun if there was some way that they could move around or interact around the house, and that would just add just a little bit more depth and fun to your house. Instead of just people living in there, you could have, I don't know, like cat, dog, maybe even a fish tank sort of thing. But you could feed them and maybe take them for a walk and pet them and just interact with the pet.
Carrying off Parmenia's idea, I really would love to see them add a pet store in the town of BLOXBURG. That way people have to go leave their house and go buy their pet. I think it would add a lot of realism to the game and also add an extra dimension to role plays. That way people feel like there's more room to be creative with what they do in the game of BLOXBURG.
Now, the last update idea from me is I feel like they should add the radio game pass back, as I just love jamming to that music. Every time I would build something like a plane or maybe even a store, I would use that for maybe like general noises or, you know, just some sound effects to create the realism and the funness of the game.
Alright, so the last thing for me that I think would be interesting to add is more floors. I know there's already where you can go 6 up, and I believe it's 2 down for a basement. But for people when they want to build a city in BLOXBURG, or just really high skyscrapers, or maybe even a plane in the sky, it would be really helpful if we could just expand that limit so we can go as high as we want in our plots.
Okay, and the very last thing that we would like to see added into BLOXBURG is a statue of Cooptus in the middle of the town center. I think it would be a really awesome way to recognize the original creator of the game. That way all the new players can know who started BLOXBURG, and they can just know a little bit about the history of the game, because without him we would not have BLOXBURG or even be making this video. So I think it'd be a really cool way to honor him.
Alright, well, thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys have any more BLOXBURG update ideas that you want to see added, make sure you let me know in the comments below. Alright, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!